Okay, this video is going to show you how Sebastian Vettel handled the Abu Dhabi fix. So the way I'm going to try and do this is try and play you through the audio of his in-car camera in full and overlay the tracker view so you can see where he is on track. I can't play his car camera because it will get blocked due to copyright. Now, you'll find this out later on in the video, but here's a little quiz for you. Where on track in Abu Dhabi is Sebastian Vettel right now? What corner is this? Okay, so you'll find this out later in the video, but just something to note, look at the sky. What's going off in the sky? And why is that? So what I've done, I've queued up the car camera from 1:27:44. Vettel is at turn 14. This is before Latifi has crashed. I've also got queued up the tracker view at 1:27:44. You can see on the track here the green dot of Vettel is at turn 14, so they're at the same location on the track. The problem we have is that the audio, there is a lag. So you will see when you're looking at his in-car camera, you'll see the button press, you'll see the light come on the steering wheel, but then you won't hear the audio. So there is a lag, so I can't get it perfectly synced. So when you hear the tone of the engine change, it doesn't sync with where these bends are, which is a bit disconcerting, but it will give you the general idea of roughly where he is on track and what is going on. Okay, and for reference, you've got Latifi and Schumacher approaching turn 6. They've not crashed yet. Vettel is at the location of the crash site right now, and as those two cars come around, that's when Latifi will crash. So we will set this off. I'm going to go across to here, so we're going to set this off and play the audio. Here we go on Vettel's car, and we're straight into here. We play this off, and this is Vettel. Okay, and he's now starting his lap. Gotta be his lap 52. Okay, Hamilton is on lap 53. Vettel is lapped. Okay, you can see Hamilton has overtaken Norris, Alonso, Ocon, and Verstappen is behind Ocon.
So Ricardo 28.7, Lance 28.6.
Okay, standard message from his pit team as to the people that he's up against and what kind of lap times they're putting in. One of the things that you do note now, see Latifi's crashed. Okay, if I was his race engineer, I'd be telling him. But you've just heard the engine note change.
So that's a safety car. Safety car. Keep your temperature in your tyres.
Okay.
You can go to heat. Go to heat.
Okay, so I'd be saying this. Incident at turn 14.
Do we have a gap to box into?
Yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on what happens to the cars ahead. If a lot of cars stop ahead, we might not.
Okay, so nobody's told Seb that there is a car that's crashed at turn 14. And you could come around that corner and not suspect to be having a car there. You kind of need that information.
So just be close on your delta.
So if you are
Let me know.
Stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out.
Again, there's a slight lag. They probably told him before pit entrance to stay out because Seb was requesting that. You have tracker view as a engineer, so you should be there telling your driver, look, we can see a car has stopped on track, so there is an incident at turn 14. Be careful as you go through that area. That information is not communicated to Seb Vettel. Why? If you're a race engineer, that's your role to give your driver that information. The other thing is, Vettel has just gained a place. Daniel Ricciardo pitted. Okay? So Vettel has gained a place by staying out on track. I'd give him that information. He was in 13th place. He's now in 12th because he stayed out and Ricciardo pitted. This information isn't being given. If you are in this race, This is quite
He's doing
important.
a good job with these tyres, just keep working on the brakes. It is Verstappen behind on an out lap.
Okay.
Behind him it's Ricciardo on used soft.
So he's now giving that bit of information, but this is not the type of communication you would seem to have if you were in a race. But now we're at this point of a race where we're just doing the standard safety car aspect of it, where we're just linking up with those cars that are behind the safety car. Going by the scene of the crash now.
So let's see if his car's left. Keep there out ahead.
Gets told to keep left this time round. Doesn't get told to keep left first time round. That's a bit strange. What were they expecting after Kimi Raikkonen's crash in practice? I wonder.
So we believe 4 laps at the end of this one.
It will take them longer than that.
Yeah, copy that.
Other
And
stuff on the track.
they got to let you.
And they did the fire thing.
Yeah.
Extinguisher is the word I was looking for.
Extinguisher. Roger that.
So Seb knows. Seb is an experienced racing driver, and he said there, that one's going to take longer than that. That one's going to take longer than that, and they've got to let us through. So he knows that they've got to do something different to get this going again. Racing drivers can look at situations like that.
If Michael wants to get this race restarted, he should let us through.
If Michael wants to get this race...
Before they do a restart, they will let you guys through.
If Michael wants to get this race restarted, he should let us through.
You know already, but you can ignore the delta now. It's just about safety car.
If Michael
Keep
wants...
working on tyre temps. You can get your brakes hot up.
If Michael wants to get this race restarted, he should let us through. What conversations have taken place? If Michael wants to get this race restarted, he sat down with them in a meeting. And I guarantee you, somebody like Brundle has been there lying to them that it's possible to restart with lapped cars in place. We'll hear what
So
he
if
said
they
later.
do give us the instruction to unlap ourselves, it's you've got 4 cars between you and the Hamilton, the race leader. So all 4 of those will be unlapping themselves. You stay behind. So exit of 14, there is a truck on the track, so keep to the left again. Keep to the left.
If you look in his car, you'll see that crane lifting Latifi's car off track right now as they go by it. All of these communications, all of the focus between the race engineer and the driver seems to be with a lot of consideration to the situation between Hamilton and Verstappen, rather than their own race, rather than what does this race look like for you, Sebastian Vettel? Who are you racing? How are you going to get a point? What's your positions? Because when Perez retires, Perez is now retiring. That's moved you, Sebastian Vettel. Up to now, it'll be 11th. So, you know, are you being told you're now in 11th? You've got a chance of getting a top 10. All you need to do now, Seb, is overtake Charles Leclerc, if this can get going again, and you'll get a World Championship point. Is this told to Seb? I don't hear these messages being told to Seb Vettel. The focus is about them lapping.
So lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. Lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake.
And there's a reason. It's because there's men on
So
track.
behind you you've got Verstappen on fresh softs, Ricciardo and Lance. Ahead,
But
Leclerc.
Verstappen is lapped. No, I'm lapped to him. So it's blue flag basically as soon as we go.
Yeah, confirm, you're right.
This is where Brundle's been telling us.
Just let us through and start the race.
This is the urgency. I thought we were going to make sure we started this race regardless. This is not in accordance with the rules.
So
You can't do
we haven't
this.
had a restart yet. Behind Verstappen is Ricardo on new softs.
See, this is lap 56. This is lap 56. And they'll go by the safety car situation. There'll be the orange overall marshals on track as they go by. And they're even proposing the notion of, oh, the restart will get blue flags. That is not even possible. Who has sat them all down in a room and presented that scenario to them? Who has presented that scenario to them? Categorically, the rules do not permit that scenario. 100%. 100%. It's a lie from Brundle. They're all in on this fucking fix.
So there's 2 laps to go, 2 laps.
I don't understand why he's not letting us through. He's just messing this thing up.
Right, because
Yeah.
you've just passed the
Copy.
situation. You've just passed the situation, Seb. You've just seen marshals on track. It's not safe. The clerk of the course can't give that order to hand back to the race director to start that unlapping process until everything's safe. It's his fucking job that's on the line. It's his livelihood that's on the line. If there was one of those marshals killed by an unlapping car, he would be the man that goes to prison over that. That's why he has to do his job. You can't freestyle health and safety regulations. It's serious shit. And pricks in the comment section don't
So
understand
currently
that
we
shit.
are P11. Currently P11.
Well, so it's pretty irrelevant anyways.
Yeah.
Finally
Leclerc
tells,
ahead is on that.
finally tells me it's in P11. Pretty
20 lap
irrelevant,
old
Seb.
medium.
So Seb's written this race off. As of all the other drivers.
Ocon ahead of him is on 40 lap old hard.
So this is the information which would be authentic. These are the guys that you are in a race with, and they're on these tyres. You can
Okay, you've been told to
probably-
overtake. You can
That's
overtake.
fine
Yep.
now.
You can overtake
Yeah,
Hamilton.
okay.
Yep. Go to go one. Go to go one. And keep up with the cars. You're racing now, basically. Safety car will be in this lap. Safety car will be in this lap. So you can't pass the cars until you get to the control line.
Safety car in this lap as if that's normal. That's not normal. And this lap, you've got to proceed around the track at an appropriate speed without overtaking. But now you've just told him he can now overtake as of that control line, which is that start-finish line, which is just crossed. That's not in accordance with the rules. What has been going on? This has been freestyled the shit out of, and all of these race engineers are just going with it. This is complicit by all of these teams to break the rules of the sport in front of a global audience.
Sebastian, there
Every
is another lap
single-
after this one because we got unlapped ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
Every team has been complicit with a rule break of the sport to facilitate a one-lap shootout at the end of the season of the 2021 championship. These race engineers, they know the rules of the sport. That's their job, to know the rules of the sport. They make their strategy calls in accordance with those rules and with respect to those rules. They know. And they are just letting Massey make these freestyle shit calls and just going with it. They've written off the race chances of their competitor just to take a backward step and say we will just let Hamilton and Verstappen race off with this win, which Red Bull have taken full advantage of and manipulated, and know that Verstappen has got the fresh tyres that are going to make him odds-on favourite.
Okay, so this is the last lap. Leclerc 2.7 ahead. All clear behind, all clear.
And they just let them do it. That is called race fixing, and every team has been complicit in that. The only teams I can let off at the moment are potentially Williams, but Latifi crashed, and there is somebody's commented, very happy with that. I think it's Denny D in the comments, has commented about the team principal from Williams and his post-race interview, so we need to look into that one. But I think both the Alfa Romeo cars. So what's happened now? Where is Vettel now? Where is Vettel now? And what might be going off in the sky? Because the race is finished. That was the answer to what I asked you at the start there. Is that authentic? Is that authentic? Them things that took place are not in accordance with the rules of the sport. Said Vettel, if he's being authentic, he knows that it's not possible to restart that race. He's looked at that Latifi crash site. He knows this is going to take too long. It's not going to happen. If Michael wants to get this race going again,
Okay, checker flag, Sebastian checker flag P11. Good last lap.
What do you know?
Well,
what
we gave
do you
it
know
all.
about Michael wanting to
Well
get
done.
this race
You know,
going again?
a good strong pace really. So to let you know what's happened, so they let the 4 of us cars
I saw it.
and Verstappen's won the race.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so what happened was, in that last lap, Seb wasn't trying.
But why did they not let us go straight away? This is what I still don't understand. Anyways, thank you. I tried everything, but yeah, couldn't get more.
Yeah, well done, Sebastian. That was a good strong race. Take the pickup please, as you are. Take the pickup.
They can't answer that, Seb. The reason that it was is because it wasn't safe to do so. They had to do what was mandatory on track.
Copy, taking the pickup.
And then, what they did, they broke the rules to manufacture the outcome that they gave you. That's what they did. But you knew that beforehand, that that's what they were looking to do. You didn't know how they were going to do it, but you knew. They got your complicit agreement beforehand that, oh, we're going to look to try and ensure, we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure this race ends not under safety car. Is that okay? Yes, that's okay. So when some shit happens, you've just got to accept it. You've all got to be compliant, and you've all got to shut the fuck up and just act like it's normal. Just act like it's normal. Just act like it's normal.
Okay, so thanks. Thank you guys for giving me a new home and for welcoming me the way you did. I don't think it was the best of seasons.
No, it wasn't the best of seasons, Seb. It wasn't the best of seasons. They fucked it up.